Welcome back, everyone. It's Valentine's Day. We're also live on Facebook here, so I do want to say hi to everybody out there. Again, like us and follow us. We'll share the show later on. My next guest has been on with me once before. I have with me Brian Russo, and he is the owner of and instructor of Arizona Premier CPR. Now, isn't it great that we are talking about these subjects today? It's perfect for Valentine's Day. If you love somebody or you are a good Samaritan, you want to save their lives, right? And everybody, especially here in Arizona, we should all, I think everybody should be trained on how to do CPR. Welcome back to the show. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what we're going to talk about today.
Well, thank you for having me back. It's awesome to be back here. And yes, ironically, it's Heart Month.
Yeah, it is Heart Month. So you see, it's Heart Month, of course. It's Valentine's Day.
So protect your heart and protect people that you know, protect even strangers, right? So a lot of people don't realize how often heart attacks might actually happen. And I want to
talk about that because before you came on,
we discussed
you mentioned that. Tell everybody what you were going to say. Listen up, everyone. This is very important.
So in the United States, just the United States, there is about, just in heart attacks, not like accidents or anything, just heart attacks, we're looking at about 805,000 per year. And that's about one every 40 seconds. So I have about 30 minutes on the show with you, roughly, with commercials and everything.
22 minutes and 48 seconds.
Yeah. So in a 30-minute period, that's about 45 heart attacks just from us talking today.
Wow, can you imagine within
Incredible.
30 minutes, how many?
45.
45 heart attacks are happening.
Yeah, just heart attacks. Not injuries or anything, just heart attacks.
It's scary.
It is very scary.
It really is. Now, let's talk. Can I just talk about what you gave me, my little gift from the last time that you were on?
Of course.
These are called CPR face shields, and I'm going to show them to Facebook land out there. They're little tiny things, but they're really great to have. Can you tell them what they are?
So these, of course, go right on your keychain. I have one on all sets of my keys, and essentially what it is it is a mask that you can unfold. It's a plastic mask, okay, from COVID. We should be all used to wearing masks now, but it is a mask that goes over a person's face who you need to give CPR to, and it has a one-way valve built into it where you can blow into their mouth and give mouth-to-mouth properly without actually touching the person or fear of getting anything coming back at you. So, and that's why less than half the people that actually need CPR in those situations don't get the help they need, because that's one of the big stigmas.
You say that
I don't want to put my mouth on them, and
right.
I'm scared I'm going to get sued. I'm scared, I'm going to do something wrong, and that's what our training helps to kind of ease a little bit.
Now you're doing something special for everybody, and listen up to what this is. We've got our lines open here, and everyone's getting entered to win. One person is going to win the big grand prize of, it's a free class of your choice, and you can have up to 5 of your friends or family there. Now we've got that, our line's open for that. And then he also has, if you didn't win that, you're gonna get $10 off the class of your choice of whatever that is too. So I'm gonna let everyone just keep on calling in here throughout the rest of the show. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. He's A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. You work statewide. Your website is azpremiercpr.com. You can also call him direct at 480-435-2622. But we've got our lines open here for everyone, and you get entered into win this, a class of your choice. That's the grand prize winner for the person that's and that's up to 5 people there as well.
Yep, up to 5 people.
Okay, I gotta swallow there for a minute, okay? Because otherwise you're gonna have to do it on me. All right, so why should someone obviously take a CPR class, and why AZ Premier CPR?
So with us, what we like to do is not only, the training is important, obviously. Being able to perform CPR correctly, knowing what to expect, that's important. But the most important thing I always say is to protect yourself first. Okay, we don't want people going into scenes and trying to help someone and then they end up getting injured too. We don't want that. So our training goes through making sure your scene is secure, how to properly check to see if the person is responsive, to make sure that they can't come back and sue you.
That's
Okay?
important.
Yeah.
Today, ever for sure.
Yep, absolutely. And we don't only say, okay, so this class is gonna be 2 hours, or this is just gonna take an hour, or whatever. We don't have time limits. Yes, there is expected time limits, but we wanna make sure that when someone leaves our class, they are confident, they're feeling good. That's why we like to have a lot of fun with our classes. You know, we want you to be able to feel confident and good that if this does happen, that you can act accordingly and you can be prepared and not have those fears or those negative feelings about, you know, getting involved.
Right, and you're gonna know that you are prepared for, God forbid, for something to happen. Maybe you're a grandparent who babysits the grandchildren, and it's summertime, it's around the pool, things happen like that all the time here in Arizona.
Yes.
Maybe you're a babysitter, and you should definitely know how to do CPR
Always.
for that, right? You can also charge more money. The other thing is that there are other people, I mean, you just never know. I mean, how many times has it happened when somebody chokes? I mean, how did you get involved with this? Did you have that happen, or what?
No. I was actually involved with someone in their family who did CPR training and was with them for a while and helped them with classes, and I was just kind of like on the sidelines a little bit. But they had me become an instructor because they asked, and I was like, I really like what you guys do. So I actually started doing it myself, and I just absolutely fell in love with it. Like, the people that you meet, knowing that you're making a difference, the stories
I love
that
that.
my students come back with, say, hey, I had to do CPR on someone last week, and it was like their first CPR class ever, so like I knew exactly what to do.
Oh, that's
And,
awesome.
Oh, it's just incredible.
You just never know when it's gonna happen. Check it out. It's azpremiercpr.com, A+ rated with the Better Business Business Bureau. They're statewide, and we've got our lines open here. The grand prize is that you get one free class for up to 5 people, whether it's your friends or family, and then anybody else that doesn't win, you're getting $10 off the class right away, right? So we've got our lines open here. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Before we go to a break, I really want you to talk about why AHA, the most preferred method of certification. Is it or not?
So, American Heart Association, or AHA, is in fact the most preferred method of certification. Schools, hospitals, different jobs, construction workers, about 9 out of 10 times, they're gonna require American Heart training. Now, specifically, a lot of other trainings like, you know, American Red Cross and different organizations like that, a lot of their training stems from the research that American Heart does. And they spend millions of dollars on research, and it gets updated about every 5 years. So if you're someone out there who's like, I took a CPR class when I was in high school in 1985, you know.
And you're from the South,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's probably time to get some updated information there.
Right, no, I think that there should be a law for that. I mean, especially if you're in the field. So, we're gonna go to a break. When we come back, I wanna talk further about this. But definitely, there's a lot of people who have been certified before, and we were just talking. You know, I told you my parents had done a class a long time ago, very long, because they're gone now. But, you know, the gal that was on first also said she had done it, and the first thing she said after she said it, I should get it done again and refresh my memory with everything. So
Yeah.
even though you've had it done, and I have no idea how long the certifications last, but
2 years.
2 years, so you know they're
2
probably outdated anyway. You should have it done. So call in here, get yourself entered into win. It's a class of your choice with 5 people, friends or family. That's the grand prize. And then of course, if you don't win, you're going to get $10 off the class of your choice, no matter what. Check them out on the website. It's azpremiercpr.com. Call in here. Our number here is 602-277-5369. We're going to keep on going because we're live in the room. And that's the difference too.
Yes.
Okay, that's kind of nice because you get a little bit more time. So you said that the favorite part of what you do is you knowing that you're doing something that's helping people, the community, and this and that, right?
Yes.
Have you ever had to do it yourself in a situation? I know you've taught it.
Luckily, I have not. Luckily. I was close a few months ago, taking my mom to a doctor's appointment. It wasn't her, but in the parking lot, a young lady was waiting for her husband, picking him up, was leaning against her car, like sitting on the ground, leaning against her car. And it looked like she was just having trouble breathing, or she was having like an asthma attack, something like that. And I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that we were right next to Osborne Hospital,
Oh.
you know, they were there in like 30 seconds,
Right,
you know.
right.
So we did make sure to call 911.
But look at how interesting things can happen
Anywhere.
Anywhere, right?
Anywhere.
And people also, I have to say this, and I'm gonna say this to everybody out there in Facebook land right now. One thing that we do, we go out walking, whatever, we got our ear things in, you know, and we are focused on that. We need to be a little bit more aware of what's happening around us. Being on that phone, right? No, be aware, because there's somebody that could be standing right there near you that could be needing your help.
We get tunnel vision, and 80% of all cardiac arrests are gonna happen outside of a medical setting. And about 80% of those are gonna be people that you know, okay? Your mom, your dad, your spouse, friends, co-workers, okay? And you never know when it's gonna happen. I have friends, I have a friend that is, they're 25 and they've had a heart attack.
Yeah, it doesn't have to
And
be.
they're fit, they're not,
Right.
you know, they're active.
Right.
So we never get to choose when something like that's gonna happen.
Right.
We can only choose how and when we're gonna react to it.
I love that. We're gonna start with that real quickly. You know, I have a cousin who, her husband on New Year's Day, not this year, but years ago, had a heart attack in front of his daughter. She didn't know what to do, and it was done. I mean, it was pretty much not gonna happen no matter what, probably. But the fact is that here's this she was about 12, maybe. She could have certainly been able to do something if she knew what to do.
The youngest person that I've had in the class so far is 8.
Wow.
And you're never too young to know. And they were able to do compressions on the mannequins perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you know the
Because you know
proper
why?
techniques.
They have no fear.
That's right.
I bet you that's what it is,
Well,
because they're in
that's
there,
right.
they're loving it, they're, getting involved.
do what you have to
Where
do.
I think adults tend to be like, am I gonna hurt you? You know?
Yeah, you can't hurt them any more than they're
Already.
hurt, essentially.
So welcome back, everyone. We've been talking to Facebook land, and I always love talking about this, more a little bit further while we're doing the breaks here. But one of the things that we were talking about before you went on about the American Heart Associations, and that is the preferred class to take. But there are other options.
Oh, yeah.
What are some of them?
Well, I mean, there's lots of different organizations that offer classes, like American Red Cross, of course. A lot of that stems from American Heart Research and training. There's online options as well. So people that, we get busy, I get it. Like, I'm busy, everybody gets busy. But there's also online options. Now, it may not give you necessarily a certification, because you do need to be there physically
Right,
to get
you
the
gotta learn
certification.
this hands-on.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're just wanting information, there's a lot of different online options, especially that American Heart offers, that at least you can educate yourself and just know what the process is, what are the proper techniques, how to keep yourself safe. So at least that way you're educated on that front.
Now, we had said we were gonna talk about something when you came on. I wanted you to finish that part of it, and I don't remember what I said. What was that? Do you remember what I said?
So a lot of people don't realize, yes, there are a lot of cardiac arrests that occur in the United States. So 80% of all cardiac arrests are gonna happen outside of the hospital, outside of a medical scenario. So at work, at the grocery store, when you're out on a run, at a party, at a family event. We never know. And 80% of those are going to most likely be someone that you actually know, like a coworker, a parent, spouse, friends. So it's super important to just be prepared. I mean, this is definitely one of those skills that like it's better to have it and not need it.
You also said that your youngest student is 8 years old, and I remember saying, well, and you said that he could do it no problem, and what did I say? I said, well, because they have no fear. I
That's
think
right.
when you're older, we're afraid when we press down, that's what we were saying, is that when you
Yes,
press
yes.
down, you're a little bit afraid, and then, you said that, well, you can't hurt them any more than they're already hurting.
Yeah, if you're in a cardiac arrest, that means physically you are not alive. You are dead, and we are trying to bring you back. And that's what the stigma that we have to fight, because yeah, if I go into a cardiac arrest, Carol, if I go into a cardiac arrest,
You're in trouble.
you hurt me. If it makes me live, you hurt me as much as you want. But a lot of people are afraid because when you do the compressions on the chest, what's in front of our heart? Our breastbone,
Right.
our ribs. We are going to break their ribs. It's even a goal of CPR that I teach in my class. Like, if you're not breaking ribs, you're not doing it correctly. So that is something that not only we should expect, but we encourage people to do, because they can recover from broken ribs if they're alive.
Right, wouldn't you rather do that than be in that position where you're not?
Exactly.
Now, we've got our lines open here. He's got everybody that the grand prize is gonna be a class of your choice. 5 people, friends or family can come, and, or if you don't win, you're getting $10 off the class no matter whatever that's gonna be. So we've got our lines open here at 602-277-5369. Toll free is 1-866-536-1100. Brian is statewide. He's A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. You can call him direct. You have consultations with people and talk to them what's
all the
best
time,
to take and all of that.
yes.
480-435-2622. It's azpremiercpr.com. Okay, let's talk about this. How do you accommodate people with physical disabilities? I'll get it out.
So, and that is a very common thing that we see. So there's a few things that we do. One, we customize the skills, like their actual practice, for the limitations that they may have. Because I've had people that they've had knee surgery, they have had shoulder surgery, so being able to like move your arms and things like that, they're like, that's really difficult for me.
Yeah, that's a good point. I never even thought about it, but yeah.
Yeah, so basically, if you can perform the compressions and the skills to the level that is needed, basically being able to pump the chest properly, okay, that's going to equal the certification, because that's what's important. Not only the educational part, but the physical skills, being able to demonstrate.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, American Heart has what's called if you're in the medical field, they have what's called an advisor card. So people that require a certification, like for their jobs and things like that, if they are unable to perform the skills for whatever reason, it does offer that option where they can advise people or coach people to do CPR properly.
Let me ask you something. When you do these classes, do you come to them? How does that work?
Oh, we travel all over Arizona.
Right, you got a big truck, I said, and when I saw that when you came out here, you
A lot
said
of equipment.
a lot of equipment. So you really come out there with everything that they need, is that correct?
Oh yeah.
How long is a class?
So depending on the class, we average anywhere between 2 hours to sometimes 3.5 hours, just depending on the size of the group, how much practice is needed.
Do most people do a group?
Oh yeah, I actually have multiple families that have done, they call it the new Tupperware party. It's a CPR party.
I love that. I
So,
think that's a great idea.
They grill things, and they have this big old thing, and then we all sit down and do the class. It's a lot of fun, and really, really awesome group activities for families too.
I think it's great. Now, we've got our lines open here for everyone to get entered into win a class of your choice. 5 people or more, friends or family. And of course, anyone that doesn't win, he's gonna give $10 off the class no matter what. So our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free is 1-866-536-1100. Statewide, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. I do wanna also ask you, can people or employers get set up to do group classes as well?
Oh, absolutely. We do encourage, especially if it is needed, for companies to host classes. There are group discounts, really good discounts depending on the size of the class that's needed. I've actually done a few this past week. One next
Retirement
week.
homes is a really good one.
Yep, retirement homes. Doing one for women's comprehensive health care next week. And even if it's not needed, I'm getting a lot more companies that are just wanting their staff to have that training.
Right.
Okay, especially with people that they contract with, that's a big plus to a lot of people.
It is.
So,
And what can you tell them what kind of classes you have?
So there's what we call non-medical provider and medical provider certifications. So non-medical is what is known as Heart Saver with American Heart. So that's CPR, AED training. You see AEDs everywhere. Teach you how to train on those, making sure that you're using them properly and safely. Choking, okay. First aid, okay, how to render first aid properly. And then basic life support, which is the medical provider. Those are the ones that actually need it for their jobs.
We've got our lines open here for everyone to get entered in to win. One person's going to win the grand prize of a class of your choice. It's 5 people can be there, up to 5 people, friends or family. If anyone doesn't win on that one, anyone that calls in for and didn't win, you're getting $10 off the class no matter what. Our number here is 602-277-5369. It is Heart Month. And today is Valentine's Day. Give yourself or someone that you know, this is the gift of love. This really is the gift of love. Knowing what to do just in case. You really everybody should be trained here in Arizona, especially because we have so many pools back there and the kids, you know, this is what happens. I mean, over and over and over again.
Every year.
And people do not seem to get it. So what about a referral process? What do you got with that?
So a lot of our clients and students will refer their family members or their coworkers to come train with us, and we encourage that. So we offer discounts for people that are referred. We offer discounts for the people that have referred them, so it works 2 ways. And then we also offer basically like renewal discounts as well. Like if you come to us wanting to update your certification, if you've seen us before, get a discount there too. So
Right.
we just like throwing discounts at people.
So, but I want to talk about this a lot. People who have had these classes at some point, maybe not even with you, but need to redo them. That is so important. You know, you would think too. I mean, probably to do the compressions is the same now than it was before, correct?
Yeah, I mean.
What is different in it?
Well,
Anything different? Has anything changed?
So with compressions, we are encouraging more people to get deep enough and
Break the bone.
break the ribs, compress deep enough, make sure that they're pumping the heart. And before, it used to be known as airway breathing compressions, where we check the airway first, we make sure they're breathing. But now, especially since COVID, it has changed.
Go right to the heart.
Compressions, compressions are first. If you can safely get breaths, great. But just do compressions if that's all you can do.
How about what would be your, your final words to the people out there right now?
Well, we always like to encourage people to want to learn about this. And even if, like you said, even if you've had training before, the science updates constantly. Every
Right.
5 years, it updates.
Well, I'll tell you something, like I said before, it's Heart Month, and you couldn't give yourself the better gift than to give yourself of life, which is what we're
Amen.
talking
That's
about
right.
here. And learning how to do this is so important. Whether you are a grandparent, whether you are a teacher, whether you are a babysitter, you have a business with people, we have people around us all the time, and this kind of thing could happen at any time. Make sure that you call in here. We're gonna let everyone keep on calling to get the class of your choice. 5 people are gonna be able to be in it, friends or family. That's the grand prize winner. If you don't win, you're gonna get $10 off the class no matter what. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. He's statewide, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. It's azpremiercpr.com, or call in here and win this class. It's gonna be great for you.